Hey, what's up? It's GlamGirl143 and I am back with another video. I have got a lot of Snapchat questions and I also got an email, and some people wanted to know what I was talking about in my previous video about losing friends, and just asked me to touch on a couple of different topics. So I thought, why not? So the first thing I want to talk about is, by no way am I going to say that this weight loss journey topic is going to be the same for anybody. All of us are different, and I can only tell you my example or give you feedback from, friends. I've had a couple of friends do it, and, so don't think that this is the staple Bible on weight loss surgery. These are just my experiences. So the first one I do want to talk about is the thing with the friends. You are going to find what I have found, that as I started to change my routine, my friendships dwindled. Prior to getting weight loss surgery, what do you and your girlfriends do? Well, you go out to eat, and typically, that saying, birds of a feather flock together, that's kind of true. I was miserable, so I used to hang around a group of miserable girls. And that's not me getting on here trying to act like, trying to shade them or anything. Now it's just the growing steps and process of things that you don't realize that you're doing. So, go out to eat, maybe go and get your hair and nails done, thinking that's gonna, make you feel better, but deep down inside, it doesn't make you feel better. So what do? You gossip about people, you critique other people in hopes that it takes some of the noticeable things off of you. If I could say something bad about that person, they won't see the hurt and pain in me. So, I used to run with a group of girls like that. And when I started to lose weight, my thought process changed. Just different things change. And that's because your desires are going to change. Weight loss surgery is going to work even on days that you don't want it to work. And you're going to have those days where you're really going to wish that you could go back to your routine of hanging out with your girlfriends and eating things because it's things that feel comfortable to you. But it's not like going on a regular diet where it's more mind control. This is a more stricter process. So on days that you don't want it to work and you want to, eat something bad or whatever, it's not going to allow you to do that. So you're going to have to reshift your energy and your thought process on what to do. So going through that process, I was like, okay, I'm going to start working out. Well, the group of girls that I was hanging with, they weren't on that same journey with me. Working out was not something that they wanted to do. Changing up what we would eat was not something that they wanted to do. We no longer had anything in common. So with that comes change, and everybody is not open to change. And so as I started to change, my hanging out, my talking on the phone, my circle changed pretty much. It was almost like I started to purge myself inside and out. And not a literal thing. I'm not saying it literally. I'm just saying that I just was no longer in tune with the garbage. So, I lost some friends when I had weight loss surgery. Now, my friends will probably say, she got weight loss surgery, she lost weight, she thought she was all that, she started acting different, and we're not friends anymore. Yes and no. I'm just going to be honest with you. Did I start to lose weight? Yes. Was I feeling better? Definitely. Was my confidence going up? Yes. Was it positive? Yes. And sometimes positivity, you know, people misconstrue that for conceited or misconstrue that as I'm better than. That was not the case anymore. It was never like that. It was just, I outgrew some things. Food was one, and these group of girls were a second. We no longer did those kind of things anymore. So it's not to say that there's any love loss. It's growth. But I've definitely heard that once or twice in a weight loss journey with other people. You're going to hear a lot of people say, you changed, you're different, you act different, so on and so forth. And, you know, I have changed. I've changed, but I believe that it was for the better. Now, did I get conceited and big-headed? Absolutely. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that I didn't. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say, you know, that there's no vanity things that took into place. Because after you have had your weight loss surgery and your health things get better, so you're no longer on blood pressure medicine, your cholesterol is down, your heart is good, you're working out, you're feeling good. Now you're looking better. And who doesn't want to look better? I mean, the beauty industry is a billion-dollar industry for a reason. So you think that once I got under 240 pounds, I'm down to 150 pounds, I can shop in regular clothes and get, you know, a medium or a small. You don't think that I was feeling myself? I definitely was feeling myself. Do I think it was bad? I don't think so. I just think that it's a change. I think that if you have not been big all your life, or if you have not identified with having weight issues, you're never going to understand what that feels like. You can be the prettiest girl in the room, the most stylish girl in the room, and if you are big, you are still going to be the big girl in the room. And depending on your comfort level, you're going to have a little, you know, you're going to have it's just not a good feeling. So definitely my confidence changed because I was no longer the big girl in the room. I was just, hey, that's Keisha, or that's Glam Girl, that's so-and-so, you know. And so people's perceptions of you changed. And so with that, they correlate that with, oh, she's changed. I don't think that change is a bad thing. I think that change is a good thing. And I think that when you do weight loss surgery, you have to be prepared to lose some things. And unfortunately, friends is one of them. Now, I will say that when you are feeling yourself, and that's what I'll call it, you are, I want to say this, I don't want to say conceited, but you're probably going to be a little conceited. And maybe at the time I didn't realize that I was being conceited, but I definitely went through a stage in my weight loss journey where I felt like I outgrew some things, my spouse included. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. You know, you go through the counseling and you feel like, okay, I've heard this before. Divorce, separation, things like that is very common when you are having weight loss surgery. Now, we'll probably have two totally different options of why that is. I'm going to say one thing and he'll probably say something different. But I felt like, okay, the things in my 20s, because I had been big all of my 20s into my early 30s, I was like, okay, the things in my 20s and in my 30s, I don't like anymore. I have this newfound attitude. I'm finding myself, I'm this new person, and I don't know if you're feeling this, you know. And he will probably say, she got the weight loss surgery, she got big-headed, and she lost her mind. I think I'm going to get him on here and he can maybe tell you his side of it. But we definitely went through a rough patch with me having weight loss surgery. I definitely went out a little bit more. I definitely wanted to be seen a little bit more. I was more carefree with my pictures and my postings. I was more confident about, yeah, okay, this is me, I'm looking good, and I want everybody to see it. And I don't know if that's with everybody. I can only tell you with me. And it's a good thing that I had a strong-willed person to fight through it and go along that journey with me. I am assuming that that probably wasn't the best journey to go off of, because who wants to deal with an asshole? And sorry if you're offended by bad language, but I was an asshole. And so I didn't know that I was going to be that way. Nobody really prepared me for that. When we talked about weight loss surgery, they just said, hey, sometimes relationships suffer and people get divorced when you have weight loss surgery, and statistics say this and that. And so if you're not one of those people that think your marriage is in a bad place or any of those things, you just bump over that. Well, that's totally not going to happen to me, because my marriage is in a good place, or me and my significant other are in a good place, and that part I can just skim across. You don't know what you're going to turn into, what kind of monster you are creating when you go from feeling really low about yourself to this really high about yourself. You don't know how you're going to act and what you're going to do. But I will say that it passes. Just like anything else, it's a phase and it'll pass. You know, I try to get on here and to promote weight loss surgery as a very positive thing, because for me it was a very positive thing, and I would do it all over again, hands down, if I had to. But I'm not going to get on here and not tell you the real, and at least give you another side of it, because I didn't get this. And the topics that really hit home for me were vague when you go into those rooms and you listen to these doctors or these nurses speak about weight loss surgery and statistically and this and that, because nobody ever thinks that they're going to be the statistic. But the truth of the matter is, you can be, because you're in unfamiliar ground, unfamiliar territory. You're feeling things that you've never felt before, and your personal life will suffer if you don't get a handle on it. And that's just what it is. I think that as you go through these different phases of yourself, and it's almost like a kid in a candy store. You go into the candy store and you're like, oh, all of this is for me. I want to take every piece of it. It's kind of how I felt as this big person going down. I started to feel like, okay, I have missed out of so many things and opportunities in my life because I was big and I was insecure and I was afraid to do so many different things just from weight. It's crazy to me when I look back on how many missed opportunities I have messed up on myself because of weight. I've always been a good hairstylist. I've always been a good makeup artist. I've always been a good communicator. You know, I've had all of these great qualities about myself, but still was really afraid to shine in my own skin because I was this big girl. I just was very, very, very insecure. And so, and when I say insecure, I'm not saying look-wise, you know. It's not a look thing. It's more of a, can I accomplish this? What are they thinking when they see me? Do they see my talent, or do they just see this big girl? That's what I mean when I say insecure. So as I started to lose weight, that shed. I wasn't feeling like that anymore. And I started to feel more confident, and I felt like people were taking me more serious, and I felt like I could walk in a room and own it. And so I was like feeding a junkie. It was like my ego was being fulfilled. It was like, okay, I'm not used to feeling like this. I'm having this rush and I don't want this to end. And so I became a jerk. That's just the skinny of it. I was a jerk. And so looking back, now I'm 3 years out. I probably was a jerk for a year. Maybe some might think I'm still a jerk. I don't know. But a year of fighting with my spouse, a year of trying to figure out who I am, a year of me feeling really, really high, my spouse not feeling really, really low, or my family life with my children feeling really, really low, because I was just walking on this cloud nine of selfishness. It was all about me. It was all about me feeling good. It was all about I've lost weight. It was all about me. And I didn't realize it until I relocated. I got here to Houston and I was in a totally different realm of myself, like a fish out of water. And something about the South, right? Here I did all of these things to get skinny. I wanted to be skinny. I wanted my health back. Yes, it was health, but let's just be real, it's vanity. I wanted to be skinny. And I'm here and I'm skinny, and I get here and I think I am the cream cup of tea. And then you get to country old Texas and they like, girl, you need to put some meat on your bones. Where you not from here, are you? Why you say that? You skinny? What? What do you mean? Not the end thing here in Texas to be the skinny girl. They want you curvy. That the women here are curvy, and being curvy is okay. It's almost like the opposite. If you are skinny, they're looking at you like, you don't like fried chicken? So, you know, what are you gonna do? So I got here and I got to realize that it's not about the scale, it's not about the number, it's about the person and truly being healthy inside and out. And now I am at a stage in my life where I am finally okay with just being me, whatever that is. If I have 10 pounds, great. If I lose 10 pounds, that's okay too. As long as my blood pressure isn't high, as long as my cholesterol isn't high, as long as I'm doing my very best to live a healthy lifestyle and have my kids live a healthy lifestyle, those are the things that are now important to me and the things that really matter at the end of the day. But I think that if you don't know that that's a possibility, that something like this could happen, that you could turn into this egomaniac, this conceited person, this big-headed person, and you're going into weight loss surgery a little clueless as I did, your relationships are going to suffer. Your relationship with your family is going to suffer. Your relationship with your spouse is going to suffer because you're going to get big-headed. And so I think it's important because I've heard this so many times. I have had girlfriends file for divorce from their spouse. I have had girlfriends separate from their significant others because of weight loss surgery. I have seen it all. And weight loss surgery is a positive thing, but it could be a bad thing too, because you have to understand that there is a little person inside that was not used to getting attention, and you are going to get this attention. Now, whether it's you receiving it well or pushing it out that you need it or just whatever, I don't really know, but you have to get a handle on it. And I thought that this would be a good topic to talk about because I got it in the question today. How did your spouse react when you started to lose weight? Did he get jealous? And so that's what made me say, let me jump on camera and talk about this, because I've had this conversation twice. No, he was perfect. It wasn't him, it was me. Did he get jealous? No, I don't think so. I think he was my biggest supporter as far as me getting healthy. Now, did he have days where he was pissed off? Yeah, absolutely. Because was I out here running amok with probably something that was too short or a crop top that was too tight? Yeah, absolutely. So, but I don't think that had anything to do with him. I think it had to do with me and what I was doing. So you just want to make sure that you identify weight with so many different things, and as the weight comes off, how you're going to be and what kind of person you're going to be, and listen to those things of you're acting different, things are different with you, what's going on, because those are going to be very important. And I will say, your true friends, your true loved ones, your spouse, if they love you, right, wrong, or indifferent, they'll understand that this is a phase, and if you're going through it, it'll pass, and they'll be there on the other side. So that's my tidbit on that. If you're going through weight loss surgery, don't lose your damn mind, okay? Because eventually the newness is going to rub off, and you're going to go back to your normal, regular self, and you're going to want to be able to look yourself in the mirror. I'm Glam Girl 143. I hope this inspired you. I hope you'll like this video. I hope you'll rate, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, you know how to reach me. Have a wonderful day.